Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah, boy. Yeah, boy.
Is this how we're starting?
I guess this is how we're starting, yeah. Can you just talk for a little sec,
I will
Chris?
talk. We normally do sound check before we start, but
Nah.
welcome to Hardcore Listing, where every time is just like the first time. Never learning from our mistakes.
No.
You alright? Is that okay?
I think so.
About five new listeners have just gone, what? And just turned straight off.
That's ambitious. 5 new listeners.
Sorry.
How are you, Christopher?
Yes, all right, mate. It's very hot and sticky, isn't it?
Yeah.
My cum.
I think... Oh, fuck's sake.
Sorry.
I might mention in the intro that there might be some background noise just because we've had to have all the doors of the within wide open and because it is a freaking heat wave.
Yeah.
So the family are playing in the garden.
Yeah, lovely day.
Yep.
All out in the pool at the moment, isn't it? That's living the life, Riley, isn't it? When you've got a pool in your back garden, folks, that's where your Patreon money's going. That's where it's going, man. I won't tell you what I've got in my back garden.
Dead hookers. Top 5 weird food combinations, Christopher Glasson.
Yeah, so who picked this one, mate? Have you got it? Do you want me to just quickly whip up the name? You just relax.
Was it?
You relax. Oh, it was Danny Black.
It was Danny Black.
Black?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Well, it would have been more interesting had he suggested the episode we're going to record afterwards.
Yeah, I know, because that's
that
might be my number one.
Ah,
yeah.
Excellent.
So this was David.
Spoiler alert.
This was Patrick Bateman, American Psycho. David Bateman. Davey B. We've done some of yours before, I believe.
Yeah.
And you chose top 5 characters from sketch shows, which was rather a good shout, mate.
Which one are we doing, Chris?
Top 5 characters from sketch shows. No, we're not. Danny Black. Top 5 weird food combinations.
Well, just in case you was wondering what episode we're going to be doing next week, it's going to be that one. Fuck's sake.
Been drinking. I've had 3 sips of this Budweiser.
Right, okay. Top 5 food combinations. So when we say this, the criteria is things that I guess when you look at on paper are a little bit, oh mate, that's not good. But then you put it in your mouth and it's a sweet sensation.
What's weird is I've gone a bit left field here.
Have you?
I'm not going to lie. You see, in my head, I struggle to find any weird ones.
Right.
Like, the ones that then work, I can't even remember what I do.
Yeah.
So, I can't really say. So, while you present your weird food combinations...
Well, I mean, they're all subjective, right?
Yeah. I'm going to tell you top 5 things I've tried that didn't quite work out.
Okay.
Does that sound all right?
Yep, I'm down with that.
All
so
right.
do you want me to start with this one then?
Yes. All right then, mate. You fire away. Ladies first. You're a girl. So.
Okay, so I'm going to go food and drink on this, by the way.
Okay.
So I'm going to start off...
Some of mine involved food and drink. Yeah.
So I guess I should start with something that... I googled this as well because I was struggling for sort of inspiration, and then someone said, and I had it when I went to Secret Cinema for Blade Runner, and I went to get a burger, and then they said, "What burger do you want?" And I said, what you got?" And they said, "Oh, standard burger, cheeseburger, or we got the blah 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 with peanut butter." And I went,
"What?
Peanut butter in a burger?" And I went, "I'm in." And I ain't looked back.
You've never looked back after that, right? Do you always put peanut butter in your burger now? Or that's not a euphemism.
No, it's not.
Euphemism? I don't know what it is.
No, I don't do it that often because that's quite unhealthy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because burgers are amazing, peanut butter's amazing. Sometimes you just got to cap it, ain't you, and not be too indulgent.
No, that's it.
But I was out.
Yeah.
And I had a couple of drinks.
Yeah, exactly.
And I can't explain enough just how wonderful peanut butter in a burger is.
Right, so what else did they put in there? Come on, you got the bun. What type of bun was it?
It was one of them black buns.
Oh yeah.
So it was one of them. It had the burger in it, gherkins. Yeah. Where'd you stand on gherkins?
No, I'm standing in the gherkins are brilliant.
Yeah.
I mean,
you're not shirking a gherkin.
I'm not shirking a gherkin. I'm shirking a gherkin with a firkin.
I'm glad that we're working a gherkin.
Oh.
Yeah.
Last night you were jerking my gherkin while smirking.
And twerking. Oh dear. Pickles. Yeah, you got to have gherkins in a burger. Onions. I don't think there was cheese in there. I think the peanut butter might have been instead of cheese.
Yeah, because I think that's a wise decision by the chef.
Yeah, but it was decent because obviously it melted a little bit, it softened up, and it was just
Was it a thick patty?
Yes, it was. Yeah, yeah.
Because I'm not. So I like burgers.
Yeah.
I like burgers like the next guy.
Yeah.
But I'm not that into burgers. I don't like a really thick patty.
Yeah.
It's just too much for me. When the meat bread combo goes too much.
Yep.
As Donald Glover said in Spider-Man, I like bread, and I do like a bun. So I like a simple, no frills cheeseburger from McDonald's, mate. If you want to get me on side, just bring me a cheeseburger.
And it's Big Papa J does the best burgers, right? And so they're just really big, as in wide. Yeah. But they're still quite lean, thin. And a big wide bun with just cheese in it. Yeah. And it's just, I quite like, rather than, you go to like a nicer restaurant and the burger's like really sort of like, you can tell it's like really nice minced beef, and it's like, I prefer some shower shit from a dirty burger van, like just thrown in a kind of roll that looks like someone sat on it. Yeah. Like, that's my kind of go-to, that one.
Definitely. Like, I want the meat that they've swept up off the abattoir floor, really, and stuck back.
I-holes, ear-holes and arseholes. That's what I want in my burger.
That's exactly what in my burger and in my girlfriend. That's what I'll keep my eye out for. My girlfriend I like my burger. But that does sound good. Have you ever had a dirty burger? They're good.
Are you talking about the place in Shoreditch?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah,
what? I've walked past it. It's on the way to Brick Lane, isn't it?
Yeah, brioche bun, which I'm a big fan of.
Yep.
The burger's not too thick.
Yep.
Bit of cheeseburger in there, little bit of other faff. Can't tell you what it is. Tastes good. I recommend it, mate.
I mean, that's a really piss poor way of selling it.
I didn't sell it too good there, mate. To be honest with you, I hadn't clued myself up.
Okay, well that's good because it would appear that you know fuck all about food. So, what have you tried that's gone wrong?
Shut up. Ready?
All right.
You ready for this?
Yep.
Oh dear. Okay, this one was someone else had showed me this one, so I tried it. Somebody who might run the Distraction Pieces network.
Okay.
I'll give you another little clue. They've got a really big beard.
Right. Don't give anything away. That's not fair.
All right. So Pip once, when we were like, I think I was like 17. I went round his house. Do you want a drink, mate? Yeah, I'll have a drink, mate. Yeah, what you got? Oh, I've got squash. All right. Beggars can't be choosers. Everyone likes squash, really. I'm not a big fan of it, but I'll take a squash.
Yeah.
Does me an orange squash. Do you want some food, mate? Or do you want a biscuit? I'm like, yeah. What you got? What you working with? Whipped out the rich tea biscuits.
Rubbish.
No. I'm all right on a rich tea biscuit. Got no problem with that. I like it when you put a rich tea biscuit completely in your mouth and you bite down on it, and then it stamps it out perfectly behind your teeth, and you got like, it's just stuck in the ridge of your teeth. I don't know why I find that like strangely satisfying, but
you're a fucking
anyway,
idiot.
I am weird. Anyway, so got these rich teas. I'm happy with that. I'm generally happy with a squash. Anyway, that prick, he takes a bite of his biscuit, and then he dips it in his orange squash.
Yep.
And ate it. Like it was fine. And I went, well, there must be something in that. You wouldn't do that if it was stupid. It's stupid. It's disgusting.
I get it. I've seen people. I mean, milk. I get.
You know what I get? Because the clue is in the fucking title. Tea.
Yeah.
I get it in tea.
Yeah.
Why would you dip it in squash? Typical Pip behaviour. This is before he was Scroobius Pip as well, and he was already a dickhead.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? He wasn't even wearing 2 watches. Yes, he was. But I should have known. I shouldn't have gone round his house. I've gone wrong.
See, my issue with that, mate, is I'm down with dipping your something, like, especially a rich tea, which is like basically in like someone's fried a fucking bucket of sand. Like, it's so dry.
It's not.
Like,
I've notoriously got a moist mouth, though. It's one of the things I'm known for.
if you was a wrestler, would that be your nickname? Moist mouth.
That would be my finisher.
If you was a bounty hunter.
That would be my finisher. Oh, he's going to give him the moist mouth. Oh, it's all over.
You dribbly prick. But I get dipping stuff in things to add it. But then what bothers me is, like, squash is rubbish anyway, right?
Yeah, it is rubbish.
And then the thought that what you're left with then is probably by then warm squash with crumbs in it.
What's going on?
Are you going to drink that?
He would.
Speaking of moisture, did you see my social media post I put up when I was on the train on Thursday?
No. What do you do?
So I was on the tube, and Thursday in London was as hot as it is today.
Yeah.
It was fucking
Scorcho.
scorcho, yeah. And so I'm going to Highgate, and I'm just sitting on the tube, and sitting opposite me is a woman who's reading her newspaper, with her bag on the seat next to her open, with a packet of Jacob's crackers, like open and sort of exposed through the top of the bag.
Yeah.
And I thought, well, maybe she's having some cheese and crackers, or
What, on the train?
it seemed weird, and it was boiling on now.
Yeah. She's eating.
Watched her proceed to eat between 6 and 8
Yeah.
dry cream crackers
Yeah.
without a sip of a drink.
No, that's me. That's why I've got a moist mouth too. Who is this lady? I need to meet her. Maybe maybe there's only the two of us in the whole world.
She should fight crime, because I literally just thought, that's insane what I've just seen.
No, we could start up our own X-Men.
I
can do that with Weetabix. I've eaten 12. I could do it anytime. You go and get them now. I'll do it while we're recording.
Like-
Give me 12 Weetabixes, and I'll just tear through them. I won't have a sip of that beer, and I'll have a good time doing it. What are you about to show me here?
That's the
Oh,
one
you
on
took
the
a
train.
picture.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well done. Oh, nice one.
Like,
Congratulations.
just don't be. There's nothing fucking cool about that. It's rubbish.
No, I quite enjoy it.
Just eat. You might as well just eat sawdust.
No, it's definitely not. I've tried that. It's definitely a completely different experience.
All right. Okay.
So that was my number 4, rich tea
What's
biscuits.
your number 5, Chris?
It was my number 5, it's rich tea biscuits with squash.
Right. Okay. So for my number 4, I'm going to do a shout out to my fam.
Okay.
Because it's something that I don't do, but my wife and daughters do. And that's generally, I would say it's McDonald's based.
Sure. I had McDonald's yesterday.
And if they buy, quite often if they're out and about and they're coming home, they'll buy like 4 McFlurries, and we'll sit and have a McFlurry.
Nice.
Love a McFlurry.
Yeah. Nothing wrong with a McFlurry.
But then they'll buy fries as well, and they will dip their fries in the McFlurry. I'm not in with that. Hallie, before she gave up meat, would dip chicken nuggets in ice cream, and then eat that. Where do you stand on that?
No, I'll get it.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think it could. I'm a big fan of a chip. So there's not much I don't think you could dip it in other than squash.
Yeah.
Where I think I'd probably be. It's a strange one.
Yeah.
But then, how far away? You have chips with mayo.
Yeah.
That's dairy.
No, right. It's just
How
because it's
far
white,
away?
it's not the same.
No. How far away is that? I mean, that's egg, isn't it? And the other one's milk.
Yeah.
But I can sort of see it working, although I probably wouldn't bother.
Yeah.
I probably wouldn't bother.
Yeah.
But I've heard of that. People do it with their milkshakes as well.
Yeah, they do that. Right.
Do any of our listeners do that?
I don't know. Let us know. Obviously, this is a really good one to have you come in and suggest yours. So do tweet us
him.
or Insta us when this comes out, and let us know what food combos you'd recommend, and then maybe we'll pick 5, and then we'll do an episode trying your
I'd love that.
your combos.
Oh, that'd be fantastic.
Yeah.
That'd be real good.
But don't do like shark fin pate and like foie gras or something like that, because try and keep it to like pot noodles and
keep
fruit.
it Basildon, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Keep it Basildon.
Also, I think I once tried foie gras before I realised what it was, and it tasted disgusting. Let alone how it's made.
Yeah, I'm not down with that.
No, fuck anyone who came up with that idea. And it is a hypocritical because the meat trade in itself is brutal.
Yeah.
But that's just like next level, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know? Anyway.
So what went wrong for you then?
What next?
Yeah.
So this one again, I've got to dig out Pip again here.
Oh, I'm always down with that.
Sorry, mate.
Yeah, I don't think you are actually that sorry.
Salt with chocolate.
Right, I get that. I mean,
Yeah.
that's quite the thing now,
Yeah,
isn't it?
everyone thinks that. I think you're all really tragically wrong.
Oh,
about
really?
it. I think that's going to come out, and that's going to be a little bit like, like things that we used to frown upon. And now everyone's like, oh, I never did that. I think salt in chocolate, I think it's all going to come round in about 10 years, and there's going to be like Operation Usury for people who either ate or put salt in chocolate. Because I know,
Do you know what? I saw that helmet once, and I don't know if I bumped into him on the train or that evening, and he'd gone to London to get a bar of chocolate with salt in it.
Yeah, no.
With Natasha, I think.
Yeah.
He met Natasha and to I think either to go, you need to try this chocolate.
Yeah, no, he did that.
Fuck's sake. Just have a Twix and go home.
Go home. Well, I once for his birthday, up the bell, bought him a Snickers bar and a tube of table salt, wrapped them up and stuck them together. Just gave him that.
There you go.
Could have had that, couldn't he?
Absolutely. Took the rest of the salt home, bought yourself a fun pack of penguins.
No,
Bingo.
He had made once before homemade chocolate with fucking rock salt in it. I was really looking forward to eating it until he told me what was in it.
Yeah.
And it was just, do you know what, maybe a little bit, but there was just giant chunks of salt in it. And I just
Grow
thought,
up.
can't you just be a human? Just be a regular human and just go and get a bar of dairy milk?
It's
know?
like
You want to go crazy, have a fruit and nut.
It's like he goes out of the way to find something fun and go, how can I take the fun out of this and spoil it for everyone?
Yeah, that is like me playing board games, but no one likes playing board games with me. I get too not competitive. They call me lightning because I slow it right down. So I think of all the possible options and then make my move. Suck the fun out of it, mate. And Pip does that with. At least I just do that with board games.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? He's doing it with life, isn't he?
Yeah, but what's interesting is he looks like he's enjoying it. Whereas I actually actively quite enjoy fun, my resting face just looks really miserable.
Droopy.
Yeah, what? Salted chocolate. Grow up, David.
Grow up, mate.
Right. Oh, right, brilliant. Well, this brings us on to the next one of unlikely combinations.
Okay.
I'm going to go for a Scroobius.
Oh, no! No!
I hated on him like what he did. Mate. And then...
This is a Scroobius Pip episode, this. Fucking hell.
And so, yeah, I've got to big up his majestic cocktail of gin and Pepsi Max.
No, it's so wrong, mate. I will concede
that
when we had, and a little shout out here, was it Slingsbury's Rhubarb Gin?
Yeah.
With the Pepsi Max.
I think it was Slingsbury's. That was one of the drunk casts, wasn't it?
I will concede that was lovely.
Yeah.
But that has got a lot less to do with Pip's ability to cop food combination match.
Yeah.
And way more about how great that gin was.
Yeah, absolutely.
And he's...
I mean,
he hasn't died. He's still out there. Go get yours now.
What I'll say is, it come to fruition at the book club at our We Are Lizards night, and it was one of them things that I just thought, you don't have gin with Coke because it just doesn't work. And then I just thought, that's Basildon, a Scroobius, and I just thought, why? Like you could have like a nice, like if you have Coke, have a nice bourbon with it.
Yeah.
Or like have a vodka and Coke.
Yeah.
Like a gin and Pepsi Max, right? I just thought, oh, you disgust me.
Yeah.
Then because I'm not a big beer drinker.
Nah.
There was a big jug of iced cola or Pepsi Max, and a nice bottle of gin. And then he obviously rumbled me pouring myself one, and was like, oh, hello, and and now I'm on board. Like, and it's been interesting to see other people get on board as well and tweet about having a Scroobius and things like that.
It's not interesting.
He's validated his cocktail.
No, he's not validated it. There's no way. He's not validated it.
Yeah.
Anyone who's saying that they like it
Yeah.
is just being sycophantic to him online.
Yeah.
Anyone who's poured it at home and gone, "Oh, Scroobius has done that. He's written some good things. He's got a good podcast. He probably knows what he's doing." You know, they've drunk it and immediately been sick.
Yeah.
But they can't bring themselves to say to the person they like, "Oh, you, what is wrong with you? None of you makes sense now."
Yeah.
Because you've put gin with Pepsi Max, which on its own you sort of forget about how artificial it is.
Yeah.
Once it's mixed with gin, that sort of like fake sugariness,
Yeah.
I think really comes into its own in a disgusting way. When I'm
Yeah.
like, what have they actually put in Pepsi Max? It's disgusting. Stu's having a massive swig out of Monster Energy Ultra. Did it need to be Ultra?
I don't know. Is it ultra?
Why did they need to make it Ultra?
I don't
zero
know.
what? 0 calorie. Oh, right, 0 sugar. Yeah, that doesn't sound like bloody uranium in a can, does it? At all. I can't. Yeah, that sounds like, that's going to kill you in 30 years, mate. Just that one can. Look at it. Who needs that?
I'm 46. I'm going to be dead in 30 years anyway,
fair
mate.
enough, mate. All right, fair enough. It's over for you anyway. So, yeah, I don't agree with it. I don't agree with anyone who agrees with it.
Right.
And the only reason why I drink, I will make the exception with the Slingsbury one, and that's because that tastes great.
Right.
And the only other time you'll catch me drinking it is just to drink Pips, just to get on his nerves when we're at the club.
Oh, he doesn't like that.
Oh
either.
no, I'll just drink it. I fucking hate it, but I'm prepared to smite. I'm well prepared to smite myself to upset him. Yeah.
All right, so
well done. Good choice.
number 3 is the Scroobius, and so give me one that doesn't work. Oh, I guess you've just literally just thrown the Scroobius in there as one that doesn't work because you didn't seem on my side there.
No, it doesn't. Right. Another one. This is a common one. I didn't even cook this one up. The last two are definitely my own homebrew combos. Okay. Or do I do that one? I'll do my own one. I'm going to do my own one.
Okay.
I've just realised another one I used to do. So, I was going to say pineapple and pizza.
I saw it's on my. I've got 6, and that's one of them that I was just umming and ahhing about.
Oh, right. Do you like it then?
Yeah.
No, you're wrong.
Oh, okay.
Right, cool.
Move on.
So we'll go on to the next one. The infamous Nesquik and Kit Kat sandwich with ham.
All right.
So, one of my first sleepovers, we were talking about reasons to stay up all night, weren't we, the other week? That was Danny Black. Black's selection. And one of them was staying up with me mates, watching movies like Predator or Aliens, and it's all fun, and we'd always get scared, and we'd tell ghost stories or whatever. Little bit of a cottaging, but we would make. Because Jay's parents would be out, we'd be like, right, what are we going to make? We're going to let's make one of our crazy fun sandwiches. And one day we were like, okay, right. So it's a 3-decker. Started with ham. And then we were like, what else can we bung in that? What you got in the cupboard? Right, let's put the next layer of bread in it, like a Big Mac, really.
Yeah.
I think this was actually McDonald's original recipe for a Big Mac.
Yeah.
Then 4 fingers of Kit Kat.
All right.
And then we closed it and topped it off with another slice of bread. But then we realised that there was Nesquik in the cupboard.
The powdered milkshake.
Powdered Nesquik.
Yeah.
We thought, well, we'll just give it a light sprinkling of that as well.
What flavour?
It was strawberry, so it's a decent flavour.
Could you pop it in a sandwich toaster?
No, we should have done. God, I wish you were there, mate. We'd have, that would have really set things off.
Yeah.
And
it seemed like you needed some brains in that outfit.
And it was disgusting.
Really?
No, it was really not nice. No, it weren't convenient to cut in half.
Yeah.
And then, you'd be surprised at how bad granular strawberry milkshake and ham works together. It doesn't work at all. No way. Just don't do it.
Have we done top 5 sandwiches?
Sort of. That
was
is
guesswork, wasn't it? That was
Yeah,
pure guesswork.
Even I can admit to that.
You know you're calling your own guesswork out is bad.
I feel ashamed of myself. Normally I feel like I could confidently get through it, but that was like,
I might have this. No, I ain't.
No, that was definite guesswork. I would have thought we'd done it by now, mate. But we really need. Can someone better than us catalogue every top 5 we've ever done. That'd take ages, wouldn't it?
Right. My number 2. So I'm going to go for something that you experience generally in Vegas or America. So I'm going to go for pancakes with bacon and maple syrup and ice cream. So the first breakfast I ever had when I went to Vegas, we had that, and I don't know if I had the bacon on mine, but Carol definitely did, and with ice cream and maple syrup, and it was glorious.
Yeah.
Like it's, I mean that shit'll kill you, but it's just
You're in America, mate.
Yeah, exactly. You got to go big or go home. Like
go home big. I've
Yeah.
often said when I'm going to America.
Absolutely. Yeah, and it works.
Yeah.
It really does work.
It does work, mate. Yeah, no, I think the Yanks know what they're doing when it comes to heart attacks.
Yeah.
And making them happen in the most the easiest of way. You haven't got to work at having a coronary.
Did Elvis put a... He liked a burger, but I think he also liked a deep fried peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
No. Did he really?
Yeah. I mean, that's some great junk food there and now.
That really is up there. No wonder he died on the shitter.
Yeah.
Like, eating that.
Yeah.
I'd do that, though. I'd have one. Would you have one?
Yeah, of course I would.
Yeah, I'd have a deep fried pizza up in Scotland.
Have you had a deep fried Mars bar? Well, I've not had one of them.
No, I'm really up for it, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, when I spent a lot of time in Scotland, and I don't think... Look, I actively looked for somewhere because it's a box you got to tick, right? You see a deep fried chocolate bar, it's like, right, well, let's go in. Let's get involved. Didn't see it anywhere.
No, I'd really like to.
Yeah. But yeah, I just think it's one of them combos. It's that sweet and savoury thing that I'm not always on board with. And I love pancakes, I love ice cream and maple syrup. And I also like bacon. But I just thought, is this going to work?
Yeah.
And it's a heavenly matchup.
It does work, and I feel a bit hypocritical because obviously bacon is notoriously salty, really.
Yeah.
And then you've got the sweet of the thing. So sweet and salty does work.
Yeah.
I think part of my issue with the salt and chocolate thing is just really linking it to Pip.
Yeah.
I think that's more why I've got the issue with it.
Are you doing top 5 things that you don't like about him?
But mainly today. Yeah. He ain't replied to a message, so I'm just going to dig him out for an hour. That's not even true either. Just finding reasons to hate him today. Like salted caramel. Anyway, I'm not coming back to that.
Right. So what one don't work for you?
This one really didn't work out too good. So I was at uni, second year. This was height of Craig. This is Craig turned up to 12.
Right.
We said last week, didn't we? Craig goes one up above Spinal Tap, I think.
Yeah.
And he was in a weird place.
Right.
I think it's fair to say. And he'd pretty much eat anything. If he ever cooked, barely. He barely didn't cook. And when he did, he probably most of the time ate the constituent parts of the meal.
Was this like your pot noodle sandwich and things like that sort of stuff?
You might have nicked my number one there, mate.
I didn't think that'd make it.
And then one day, Craig came up with this fucking bright idea. He had been smoking some weed. I'm not going to lie to you.
You needed a life coach at that point, didn't you? You needed someone, when you had a bright idea, to someone go, Chris, I think you might have misjudged the situation here, mate.
I think that the only life coach that would have
Craig.
The only life coach Craig needed was a jail cell. I don't think there was an organic living thing that could have... It was an unstoppable force. It was, it's shameful. But anyway, he goes to the cupboard. There's Kellogg's cornflakes in there. Now, we've said he's got a bit of a moist mouth.
Yeah.
Well, I can, honestly, I brag about it. Just get me some Weetabix, mate. I'll show you my tricks. I can just eat them things and crackers. I'm not saying, like, you know that cracker challenge where they say, can you eat? I don't think I can do that because that is just like, I want to enjoy it. I'm enjoying it if I eat it at just a normal pace.
Yeah.
And I can do it. And it's the same with Kellogg's cornflakes. So just give me a box of them, I'm all right. I just eat through them, no problem. But there was also Marmite in the fridge.
Right.
And I thought, I really like both of those things. So, this is what I'm going to do. Because I think it's going to work. I'm just going to get a plate and put cornflakes on it. And then I'm going to drizzle Marmite over those cornflakes. And then what am I going to do?
Oh, I fucking hate you. That's fucking disgusting.
No, but why am I going to eat it there? Or am I going to just do another little special little thing to it? The piece de la resistance.
Go on.
Microwaved it.
All right.
And I was not good with microwaves because
you weren't very good with your fucking food selections either.
I wasn't, mate. And I don't know how long I'd put it in that microwave, but I'd got distracted anyway, ain't paid much attention to it. And it had turned the Marmite into beyond tar.
Yeah.
And almost hardened it to the point where I couldn't get any cornflakes.
Sort of thing that you'd fire in a bucket over the top of a castle in the dark ages.
I think the USA was using it in Vietnam. But it was so bad that the plate was a lost cause. I had to throw the plate away too. I tried eating it as well, and it was intolerable.
Shocker.
It was intolerable. It was so bad. And I realised then that I wasn't going to be a chef. That's when I knew.
My number one is one that I've mentioned before on many podcasts, and it's my love of either French bread or a cream cracker, pate. Mm-hmm. Turn it upside down, stick it in your peanuts.
Dump it in the peanuts.
Not your bollocks. An array of peanuts. Flip it back over. Oh fucking hell!
You really love that.
Yeah, I really do. Yeah.
What was it? What turn of speech did we use for that? It's a something in your mouth. I can't remember what we said.
A sexplosion?
No, it was. I can't remember. But yeah, it's good.
Yeah,
There's different consistencies you're having to work with that.
Yeah. See, the thing is, I think it probably is better with French bread. Because you've got the kind of softness of that, then you've got like the kind of the slightly moister softness of pate.
How many times have we said moist?
And then you've got the abrasive crunch of a nut.
Yeah, exactly.
And yeah, I've got a lot of love for that. I don't know how I discovered that. I think I must have just been at some kind of buffet as a teen. And maybe I just dropped something. I dropped my cracker with my pate on, and maybe.
Do you reckon it was like an accident, like Newton with the apple?
It's very similar. I would say as a person, I'm quite similar to Newton.
Yeah, no, and I think that discovery. I mean, time will tell on that, mate. What one?
Exactly, it's exactly that. I'm humble enough to know that I'm ahead of my time, and I'm very much genius. But it's just waiting for everyone else to catch up on it.
Catch up.
Yeah,
they got to catch up.
Like, wake up, you fucking pricks.
You daft animals.
Yeah.
Get yourself a nice baguette.
Yeah.
Put some any sort of preference on pate? Cheap.
Brussels, cheap pate.
Yeah.
Don't
keep
want
it
that.
Basildon, yeah.
Keep it Basildon. I don't want like duck. I don't want like any kind of like taste the difference. Like any Premier pate. Fuck off. Keep it simple, mate. Like,
exactly,
and I would suggest a salted peanut, not a dry roasted.
Why? Give us your top tips here.
Well, I'd say the dry roasted can kind of sometimes add.
Is it a bit like the Nesquik on the pan?
I think it could be. The flavouring of a dry roasted just doesn't quite deliver. I mean, if you're moving out of Basildon and maybe going kind of high in Billericay, then treat yourself to a cashew nut. I mean, that would be. I mean, that's the sort of thing you'd expect in the Ivy. Yeah. So what ain't working
choice
for you, mate?
Well, actually, my number one is the one that does work.
Right.
It's the one that worked, and it probably shouldn't. A bit like your one.
Yeah.
So it's an invention that's powerful. It's the pot noodle on toast.
Oh, on toast?
The famed pot noodle on toast.
Oh, I've always thought it was like the sandwich, but it was on toast, wasn't it?
It was on toast. Yeah. You
right.
get your toast. Pick your poison, as they say. Mine is
Break it down. Sorry. So you toast some bread.
Get a plate,
Right.
and be a homeowner or at least renting.
Yeah.
Or have access to electricity and a toaster.
Right.
If we're really breaking this down.
Yeah.
Yeah. Knife.
Yeah. Okay.
Plate. Preferably one that's not got cremated cornflakes and Marmite on.
Sure.
That's your starting point,
Yeah.
right? Get yourself some bread. I mean, I would say just keep it simple, mate.
Yeah.
You don't want thick bread.
Yeah.
You don't want doorstep loaves.
Yeah.
You just want some nice, cheap white bread.
Yeah.
Toast it.
Yeah.
Butter it.
Nice.
You're doing right at the moment, and who doesn't like that, really?
No, I'm on board. I'm
Unless
on board.
You're gluten intolerant. And then what you do... Oh, are we going to be right? Do you think they're picking that up on
They're
the mic?
probably hearing that. Yeah, don't matter.
All right, so... Then you get yourself a pot noodle. What sort of pot noodle? What sort of fan are you? What
Chicken and mushroom.
Chicken and mushroom. That was one of my originals.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I can't go wrong with a chicken and mushroom, really. And then, so you get yourself a chicken and mushroom. It works. Definitely works on this. Cook it.
I want to just talk about cook it. Cook it. But see, let's talk pot noodles. Right? Water.
Cook us up a few pot noodles. Oh.
So with a pot noodle, I think there's different ways of eating them, and and obviously
sure.
you've took it to a very high end area, by removing it from its home.
Yeah.
But
you got to wash up now.
I like it when it's still sort of fusing with the water, and there's still a little crunch to some of the noodles. That's that's the sweet spot of the pot noodle.
Yeah.
But then I also like it when it just kind of cools a little bit and it's just quite sludgy. I don't want a particularly runny.
No, if you want a runny pot noodle, text in and we'll take the piss out of you because you really you don't know what you're doing.
No, don't text in. Unfollow us.
Unfollow us. Yeah. I even sometimes used to like it when I mismade it and there was a little bit of powder at the bottom.
Oh, you haven't stirred it properly.
I hadn't even stirred it properly, and I used to like that.
Yeah.
But I even like a well-made pot noodle, and I will say, probably for your pot noodle and toast, you just want to get a nice consistency all the way through. Sorry, my phone's going off. I think it's a potential tenant.
I mean, I'm looking at him. He doesn't look sorry at all.
No, I'm not sorry. And you want to just get that, and you want to cook that, and you just want to slap that on there, and you just want to have the best time of your life with that. That carb-heavy, it was never meant for that purpose.
Yeah. You cook the toast yourself, or do you buy it toasted?
No, I will do that myself.
Brilliant.
But what I won't do is grate the cheese that I'm put on top of that. I will buy grated cheese, and I'll just sprinkle that on there. And that is like, as I've said before, that's like that's a mint. That's when you're doing that and you can't be bothered to grate cheese, and that is your dinner.
Yeah.
Like 4 days a week, you've hit a low point, and you need to phone someone.
Tragic cunt.